In this lesson, we'll begin installing our Linux distribution. We're going to need two things: VirtualBox and the Ubuntu disk image. I'm using VirtualBox because it's simpler if you want to try out Linux first, and then if you're seriously committed, then you can install Linux directly onto your computer. The main difference between one and the other is that you actually need to run a CD and burn it with the image. Then you just pop the CD into your CD tray and then restart the computer. The CD will be recognized and the Linux installer will be presented to you on the screen. Since we're going to use VirtualBox, I'm going to pop up the browser really quick and type in virtualbox.org. Here you can access the very latest version of VirtualBox. If you're using OS X, which is unlikely, then click this link, or if you're using Windows, which is most likely, then click this link. I already have it installed, so I don't need to download anything. The next step is to go to ubuntu.com, since this is the distribution we're going to use. Go to Download and check Desktop. You have two versions here at the bottom, one that's the long-term support and the latest version of October 2013. Choose this one. It is the latest one. If you're going to install on your machine directly into your hard drive, then select 64-bit. We're going to be using VirtualBox, so I'm going to select the bottom one. Let's click on the distribution and scroll directly to the download since we don't want to donate anything just yet. Okay, the ISO image will be downloaded. It's a pretty big file, so we can just wait a little longer. It's going to take at least 20 minutes, so let me just jump in to the VirtualBox configuration screen. Now that Ubuntu is downloaded, we can open VirtualBox. Here you can see that I already have a virtual machine working, so now it's time we create our own virtual machine. I'll type in Ubuntu, since this is the name of the distribution. Type and version are just variables so that you can see that the icon looks accordingly. I'll press continue, and now we need to set up the amount of memory that we want to allocate to our virtual machine. I'm going to select a gigabyte, so 1024 megabytes. This is good for machines with 4 gigabytes of RAM or something like that. If you have more than 4 gigabytes, then probably you might want to extend this to, 2 gigabytes. For now, 1 gigabyte is totally fine. Let's click continue, and this is the part where we create a new hard drive. As with any computer, you have a certain amount of memory and a hard drive to store your data. We're going to create one from scratch, so just click create. We are going to use the default disk image for VirtualBox, so just keep that option. Clicking continue, we get to choose whether we want to allocate the entire set of gigabytes for our disk, or let VirtualBox dynamically increase the size of the hard drive as you need it. So let's just click continue, and now is the time where you set the path for your hard drive. You can keep it if you don't plan on using it elsewhere, or you can click this icon and select a new location. Then you get to choose the size of your hard drive. 8 gigs is the default, and it should be enough. But just to be safe, I'm going to increase it to 12 gigabytes. Hit create, and the new machine and hard drive will be created. Before we start the machine right away, let's go ahead and click settings to make sure our system is a little more capable of performing our tasks. I'm going to click on display, and I'm going to increase the video memory. This allows me to get a faster looking experience, a more performant one. I'm going to increase it to 64 megs, and I'm going to enable 3D acceleration. After this, you'll want to hit storage and select our CD for the Ubuntu distribution. So I'm going to click on it, and if you don't have that option already, just go ahead and choose one ISO image. In this case, mine is in downloads, so I'll just hit enter and the location will be set. Finally, you'll want to hit the network separator and attach a bridge adapter as the default networking device. We will want to specify the connection. In this case, it is my Wi-Fi connection, so everything looks okay. This is the only necessary setup for now. I'm going to hit OK, and from now I can start my Ubuntu machine. You can either right-click and click on Start, or you can click on Start at the top with the selected machine. So I'll press Start, and a new instance of the virtual machine will be run, and notice how Ubuntu is already being booted up. It is reading from the virtual CD, and a new live session of Ubuntu will take place. Once everything is booted up, you will see a welcome screen like this one. You will be able to install or try Ubuntu. If you click on Try Ubuntu, you will have a live session with most common applications for an operating system, a browser, an email client, a music player, and so on. For this course, we're going to directly install Ubuntu. So just click on it and check the Download Updates while installing checkbox. You can install the third-party software if you want to for MP3 plugins and stuff like that. We don't need it for now. We have all of the necessary requirements for installing Ubuntu. We have an internet connection. We are plugged into a power source that's irrelevant for this case, and we have the necessary drive space. So let's just hit Continue. This is the option where you choose where to install Ubuntu. If you're installing this next to Windows, there should be an option right below this one saying Install Ubuntu alongside Windows and allocate automatically the necessary space, something like that. Since we're installing this on a virtual machine, I'm just going to let this option stick. I'm going to click Install Now, and just a few more options before Ubuntu is installed. I'm going to choose Lisbon since this is the time zone I live in. Click Continue. Then two more steps. The first one is the keyboard layout, and even though I'm Portuguese, I'm just going to choose the English native keyboard layout. I just like it more. I'll click Continue now. And the final option is to identify yourself and your computer's name. Set up a default username and password. I'm going to type in my name. Then the computer's name, I'm just going to call it Envato. And finally, this username looks good to me. I'll just type in my password. For the sake of the example, I'm just going to select Login automatically, so we don't waste any time logging into the machine. Clicking Continue will install the operating system with our options. Oh, this is the option for Ubuntu One. It's sort of the Apple ID stuff. I'm not going to use it. I'm just going to skip this step. Okay, after everything is installed, we'll be able to restart our virtual machine and start exploring Linux. So this will take a little while, probably 10 minutes or so. And then all we need to do is to restart the computer and move on. Okay, so installation is complete. We just need to restart the computer. I'm just going to hit the Restart Now button, and everything should be in place. It's going to restart on its own, and then we just need to press Enter to remove the CD, and it is going to reboot. Okay, I'll just press Enter, and there you go. It is going to restart, and as you can see, Ubuntu is already being run. Let's just wait a while until the system boots up. Okay, so our Ubuntu desktop is installed. We just need to do one more thing, and that is to install the guest editions. This is a special package from Virtualbox that allows you to take full advantage of the system inside it. Let's go to Devices and click on Insert Guest Edition CD Image. This will pop up a window. You should click on Run so that it installs the additions. Type in your password, and then you should be good to go. It seems that everything is done. We just need to restart the computer. So let's just go ahead on top, click on that link, and choose Restart. Okay, it is asking to restart the computer, so just do that. It seems it didn't restart at all, so let's just click on Start again, and it should be okay. Let's just wait a while before Ubuntu boots up. And there you go. You can see now that the window doesn't have those annoying scroll bars at the bottom and on the side. It is just finishing connecting to the internet, but there's one thing that you should be able to do. If you just go ahead to the edge of the screen and resize the entire desktop, you can see that it resizes correctly. Also, if you go ahead and type in Ctrl F, and meaning this should be the right control, so I'm just going to type in Command F because I'm on the Mac, and there you go. I'm on full screen using an entire Ubuntu desktop. That's great. That's all we needed to do for this lesson. And so in the next one, we'll begin exploring this Linux system, how you can mess around with it, and how you can get comfortable to start your work. I'll see you very soon.